Hello guys, I am working on another rock today. It's way too warm to be outside in the garden, and I thought maybe I could give you a couple of tips on how to paint veins in leaves. And this is upside down, isn't it? This is what I'm working on. Anyway, just a little project, not a big deal. And I freehanded my leaves. They're not fantastic, but they'll do. And what I'm doing is, I've already put the fine line in light color in the vein on the leaves. Now I'm going back in with like a shadow color. Just makes that vein stand out a little bit more. You don't have to do this, but if you want to know how, I'll show you real quick. Okay, the brush I'm using is just a thin hair brush, very small. It's called a mid-liner, and I'm sorry to say they don't make them anymore, but you can find thin little brushes like Low Cornell. They make great brushes. Let me see if I can find another small one. Yeah, this is a Papillon brush, and it is a number 2. So you can see it's fairly thin as well. Anyway, these are great brushes. They come in handy like nobody's business. And if you think you can't draw a straight line or paint a straight line because your hand shakes, it just depends on, my hand shakes sometimes too. There are days that, it goes real smooth, and then there's days that it doesn't. No big deal. A line is a line. It can be a little squirrely, or it can be perfectly straight. Okay, the other thing is a good brush. And then you need your paint to be very wet. I did my background color, which was the green color of the leaves, added a little bit of black, and of course I'm doing a no-no here, which is stirring with my paintbrush. You should really use a worn-out brush to do your stirring. But you always want that paint close to like a Jello consistency, when you're making Jello, and it's just really thin. That the paint really needs to be thin to make a nice small line. And then what you also want to do is, my brush is loaded, my paint is thin, and you can't go and put that because that clump that's on there. So when you're doing small lines, you want to just take your paintbrush after you load it and twirl it on your palette. Just give it a little twirl. It cleans it off. There's a little bit of water on there. It'll clean it off. It'll give you a point, and now you're ready to do your lines. And let's see, we're going to do this one right here. This one already has a white line to it. All I'm going to do is touch on there and go right next to that white line. Same thing on this white line. I'm not refilling my brush with more paint. And see, that makes that vein stand out even more. To me, that's a little bit of a strong. I should have gotten a little bit more paint off, but you get the idea. Okay. Again, get your paintbrush full of paint. Roll it off. That way you end up with a nice, let's do it this way, nice fine little point. See? And it makes a nice little small line. Works good. Okay, load it again, twirl it off, and let's do this one right here. And of course, you're probably thinking, which side of the vein do you put the shadow on? Well, it's really up to you. You probably want to put it where you think the sun is coming from the opposite direction. So if the sunlight is coming in from the right side, then on this vein, I want to put it on the left, the shadow. And that's really what it's called, it's adding shadows to your project. See, I need to add some more shadow around here. I need to shadow this pumpkin a little bit more. Then I'll shadow some of the flowers. And when you're adding highlights or shadows to your project, it just makes it pop. Okay, that's what I know for now. Y'all have a good day.